Performed well this quarter. The environment has not materially changed over the last 60 days or 90 days. The environment continues to be challenging. There are challenges in US, in Europe. Some of the segments are under serious challenge.
Established an exceedingly good base in 2012. 2013 should be better.
It's going to be a better year than 2012 for the sector.
Hello and welcome to the Monday edition of We Mean Business. India's top blue chip IT companies, barring Wipro, probably have posted a great set of quarterly numbers, spurring hopes for a revival in India's software and outsourcing industry in the coming year. After 18 months of a lackluster performance, is Indian IT then all set for a stellar comeback in 2013? That's our first topic of discussion tonight on We Mean Business, and joining us is a power-packed panel. From Bangalore, IT industry veteran and CEO of Manipal Global, Mr. TV Mohandas Pai. Joining us from Pune is Ravi Pandit, the chairman and group CEO of KPIT Cummins. And joining in on a link from Mumbai is Mr. Arup Roy, the principal analyst at Gartner. But before we begin our debate, the first headline of the day: the government has raised import duty on gold to 6% immediately. What would this mean from a macroeconomy standpoint? Sapna Das joins in to tell us.
Well, it's a big push by the government in order to control the gold imports. One, of course, they have increased the import duty from 4% to 6%. In the earlier budget also, Pranab Mukherjee had actually doubled the import duty from 2% to 4%, and now the next level from 4% to 6%. All this is simply because of the fact that there is no stopping the gold imports. As of end of December 2012, gold imports were around $38 billion. It's a big worry for the current account deficit against the 3.7% target of current account deficit, which FM wants for this year. The actual current account deficit as of now is around 5.2%. So the big gap that you're talking about over here. Obviously, what this means is that for people like you and me, gold will also become expensive in the domestic market due to this incremental hike. It's a hike of almost 50% in the duty rates. The second thing, of course, is the fact that they're trying to create a nudge, or give a nudge to all those, to all that gold locked up in the exchange traded funds with mutual funds. They're trying to create a link over here that how a part of that ETF will flow into your gold deposit schemes. That's second. And third, of course, they're trying to reduce the tenure of the gold deposit schemes offered by banks from 3 years to 6 months.
All right, Mr. Pai, I want to begin the discussion with you. Really, how enthused are you by the recent IT results that have been posted in the December quarter? Were you particularly surprised by the positive tone in the commentary of Infosys?
Well, I was very much enthused by the growth rates of the big IT companies, and particularly by the small uptick in price. The volume growth was as expected, and I think is an indication that the industry is turning around. Is an indication that spending is beginning to come a little bit more in the United States, and Europe is beginning to turn around, and we seem to have passed the worst. And I think the mood in the IT industry is much more upbeat. TCS has been very upbeat, Cognizant has been very upbeat, HCL has been upbeat to an extent, Infy has now become slightly more upbeat, and we see Wipro also trying to be much more positive. So I think definitely this calendar year, calendar year 13, is expected to be much better than calendar year 12. So I'm much more optimistic now than I was maybe 6 to 8 months ago.
Ravi Pandit, is this cyclical uptick after 18 months of lackluster growth, or do you see strong fundamentals really backing these numbers and also improving in the year ahead?
I believe, as Mohan says, I believe that the industry is generally feeling the uptick. I think the tone has definitely changed. The results kind of bear this out. There are quite a few fundamental factors which are going towards these results which are coming in. On the whole, I believe that 13 would be better than 12.
But what's changed fundamentally in one quarter, if I can ask you that? Because still last quarter, really the tone, not just from these companies, but also from the analyst community, was a little bit subdued. What's changed in the past 3 months?
No, I guess TCS tone has consistently been very upbeat, and it is certain that a single quarter doesn't make a big difference. But I think the response that the industry is getting from its clients is indicative of what the next year is likely to be. I think that is to me the positive thing.
Arup Roy, is it too early to party, or do you see this performance being sustained through 2013 as well? In terms of the change on the ground, fundamentally, is there a big change, or is this, probably not sustainable?
Well, yeah, I would actually agree with the sentiments which other panel members are echoing over here. 2013 is likely to be much better than 2012, and our forecast also says that. I would actually attribute this positive sort of sentiment that we are seeing in the quarterly results of these Indian IT companies to primarily 2 or 3 things. First, from an economic standpoint, we haven't really seen any major shocks in these last 6 months, which goes to show that there is a great deal of stability that has come in the economy front.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app. Fully optimized for retina display. Full screen view. Faster response time. And Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.